Have you ever felt like you don't connect with a person the way you used to earlier? Of course, your relationship still exists, but you don't have that same feeling, the same connection, the same vibe, the same attraction, the same energy. The connection, of course, is still there, but the alignment is gone. You're no longer aligned with the person's energies. It can be an old friend, it can be your partner, it can be any relative of yours. It could even be a mentor, a colleague, anybody. Deep inside, you can feel that things are not the same anymore between both of you. Your relationship is not the same anymore. You've changed, but they haven't. Or they've changed and you haven't. You are just not feeling aligned with them anymore. Well, let me tell you, this feeling actually is called growth. We all walk our own paths, we all have our own journeys. And while we are leveling up, while we are elevating, while our soul is elevating, we all don't elevate at the same pace. So it is but natural for us to outgrow people. Even if we've loved somebody deeply and we may still love the person, but that connection is not there, we've outgrown that person now. Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Flight to Fulfillment podcast. I'm your host, Ratika Seth, your life enhancement coach and the founder of the Freedom Divas Hub. And in today's episode, we are diving into something so many people wrestle with silently: outgrowing people, learning how to do it with grace instead of guilt. And I know that this is a topic many of you will actually feel deeply connected with. You will feel it deep in your hearts because I have lived it too, and all of us go through it with some relationship or the other. It can be just a friend, also immaterial, but we all go through this process of feeling we've outgrown a relationship. It's that moment you realize you're no longer the same person you were an year ago, and so you don't connect with somebody the same way you used to earlier. As you grow, as you shift, as you elevate, some connections no longer grow with you, and it's painful, it's confusing, and sometimes you can also start feeling really lonely. You may just feel that you're all alone because nobody's understanding you, and you're not being able to explain you know this feeling of being disconnected inside. So this is a part of becoming who you are truly meant to be. It only means that you're elevating, your soul is elevating. So let's walk through this together, and I'll guide you through, number one, why it's natural and necessary to outgrow people. Secondly, how you can honor the grief and guilt that comes with it. And we'll also discuss 5 graceful ways to handle these transitions with integrity, courage, and love. So, first, let's understand why outgrowing people is normal and it is necessary. And here's something we don't hear enough: not every connection is meant to last forever. Some people come into our lives only to walk with us to a certain point, to walk with us through a particular chapter of our life and not the whole book. And when you grow emotionally, spiritually, mentally, your entire energy shifts. And as we all know, energy attracts alignment. So if you're no longer in alignment with a person because your energy has shifted, you will not feel the same way. And you're not doing anything wrong over here. You are just becoming more you. So sometimes, you will want deeper conversations, but your old circle only gossips. Or maybe sometimes you crave peace, but some friends, want to chase chaos. Sometimes you want to just meditate and begin your healing, but others stay rooted in pain. Sometimes you want to embrace accountability while others avoid it. And when that gap widens, between two people, between you and maybe your friend or your spouse or your family or your colleague or your mentor, anybody, when that gap widens, it's not betrayal, it's just evolution. And we all need to understand, this very important fact that we all are allowed to evolve, we all have the right to evolve, and we all allowed to want more in our lives. And yes, we are allowed to leave behind what no longer serves us. And this is not being selfish, this is just aligning ourselves with what suits us most, aligning ourselves with our highest good. So, we so many times start feeling guilty of letting go. So, let's discuss the grief of growth. Let's talk about the emotional side of outgrowing people, because it's really real and it's really heavy. You may really feel guilty. They were there for me. They've always been there for me whenever I needed them, and who am I to walk away? Or you may feel shame. Maybe I'm the problem. My God, I've become so selfish. I have become so selfish that I'm not feeling the same about the person anymore. And this person used to be so important to me earlier. Grief. You may feel, I really miss the relationship. I had I really miss being who we used to be together. You may also feel doubt. Will I ever find new people who will understand me? This one understood me so well. And look at me. I am the one, you start blaming yourself. I am the one who is being so selfish in this. The entire chapter, I'm the one who's like the villain or the vamp. Now, this is, something I want you to remember. Growth does not require guilt. Boundaries do not mean betrayal. And you're not obligated to stay, small just to keep others comfortable. You are allowed to release relationships that no longer serve you, that no longer reflect your values, that no longer align with your energy, that no longer fulfill you. And that does not mean that your love for somebody was fake. It just means that the connection has run its due course now. So let's discuss 5 graceful ways to handle outgrowing people. Firstly, be honest. Okay? Start with being honest with yourself first. You don't owe anybody an explanation, but you owe an explanation to yourself always. And that too, an honest explanation. Are you staying connected out of guilt? Are you staying connected out of obligation? Are you staying connected out of habit? Ask yourself, is this connection feeding my growth, or is it sabotaging my growth? When you're honest with yourself, you are actually taking a very bold step towards your own emotional freedom. Secondly, release the idea that you must fix things or you must save the relationship. Sometimes we really try to drag things only because we feel selfish. And we just try to just be the same. We pretend to be the same. We just want somehow that, this should be fixed because we are the ones to blame. We want that others should rise with us, grow with us, change with us. And how beautiful then things will become again. But growth is a choice, and everybody, as I said, has a different journey. You're not on a rescue mission over here. You're not responsible for pulling others out of their patterns, and you cannot do that. They're living their own journey. So, if you are elevating while somebody else is not, no matter how hard you try, there will be no alignment. There will be no alignment. So, the mantra is that you can love someone and you can still choose to walk away. You can wish somebody well, okay, and distance out. You outgrowing a relationship and telling somebody you've outgrown and moving away from that relationship does not mean that You don't wish them well anymore does not even mean that you don't love them anymore. It is just that the love is there, but that connection is not there anymore. Number three, communicate with clarity, communicate with compassion. If the relationship you know, deserves respect according to you, then you need to be honest and clear in your communication. Not every ending needs a confrontation. You don't have to um, you don't have to try too hard to explain yourself out. You just have to be honest and you have to be clear. Some relationships deserve a very kind closure. You don't have to just do things, being stern about it also. There's a way to say. There's a way to, bring an end to things. So be compassionate, be kind. And you can probably say, okay, I'm in a different space right now and I need to honor myself. I need space, I need to honor that space. Or you can say, okay, so I am actually focusing on new things and I don't have the same energy for this connection anymore. Or you can say, I really care for you, but I need to be honest with you. I've kind of outgrown this entire dynamic. Let your tone be kind. Don't play blame games. Don't try to uh, show as if the other person is to blame. You are not punishing somebody. The other person is not wrong. You are just choosing alignment for yourself. Number four, make peace with the loneliness between the chapters, because outgrowing someone and letting go of somebody also means you're creating space to welcome something new. But by the time that something new comes in, there is a void in between. The space between who was and what's next can be really scary, but it's a very sacred space to be in. So, this is your phase of choosing yourself and becoming something. So, use this time to nourish your self worth, rediscover your identity, call call in connections that align with who you're becoming. Try making new connections, try becoming a part of new communities that now align with your values, and do your affirmations. Tell yourself every day, I trust that my aligned circle is on its way to me. Number 5, surround yourself with growth minded souls. And when we talk about living a life of freedom, free will, and choice, you have to be a part of a circle that motivates you, that pushes you to reach where you want to reach, that inspires you to do what you want to do. So always surround yourself with growth minded people. Find people who will celebrate your expansion, challenge you with love, hold space for your truth, will not make you shrink. You deserve connections that feel like home. You deserve connections that hold your hand and make you grow. So, outgrowing people does not mean that you're heartless. Outgrowing people means you're healing. Outgrowing people means you're choosing alignment over attachment. Outgrowing people means you're finally telling yourself that you love yourself enough to take a decision and move forward towards what suits you best, what aligns with you best. Let the grief come. You will feel bad, but let the guilt pass. Don't stop growing to fit spaces that no longer hold your light. So, my beautiful souls, if you're walking away from old connections right now, know that you're not alone, know that you're evolving, know that people meant for the next chapter of your life are on their way to you. And by outgrowing, people and letting them go by, you are actually creating space to welcome the new people into your life. So, if today's episode resonated with you, if it touched your heart, like, comment, share it with somebody who needs to hear this today. I'll see you in the next podcast. Till then, this is me, Ratika Seth, your life enhancement coach, signing off for now, but telling you stay fearless, stay fulfilled, and never apologize for becoming the person you want to be and you're meant to be. Bye bye.